Hi friends, it's Becky, and I'm going to be opening up and organizing the May 2025 Sam's Bead Box, and it is themed Spa Day. It's a monthly bead subscription. We usually get some gemstones, some Czech glass beads, some findings. It's usually curated to a theme, and it is very thoughtfully curated. Often they will get specially colored Czech glass, things that are very unique, only to Sam's Bead Shop, to be included in some of these boxes. It is a lot of fun and one of the bead subscriptions that I really enjoy using and working with. They're pretty fantastic. So we're going to be opening this up and organizing it in here. By the time you see this, there will already have been an official unboxing, which is always fun to watch. I love watching that because often you'll hear stories or behind the scenes about the different beads that they picked for it. I'll put a link to the official unboxing in the description below. I'll also put a link to Sam's Bead Shop where you can check out the extras. So, you know, if you didn't get this box, or if you got it and wanted some extra things, like maybe there's a specific bead that you're like, oh, I need 10 orders of this, or, you know, without the hyperbole, maybe just another order of that. I've done that before where I've ordered extras. They'll have that in the shop as well, and I'll also have a link there to, if you wanted to subscribe, you could go ahead and use that, and there's a coupon code that you can use to get $5 off your first box from Sam's Bead Shop if you wanted to subscribe after watching this. So without further ado, let's open this up and see what's inside. Okay, Spa Day. This is where we find out the inspiration behind the curation. Okay, when I'm craving some relaxation, I love to escape to Refuge, an outdoor spa tucked off a winding road in Carmel Valley, California. When you arrive, you're given a plush robe. Walk through the process of the thermal cycle, where you move between hot tubs, cold plunges, and a eucalyptus sauna. The rhythm of the experience is slow and meditative, and it doesn't take long before I'm sinking into a chair by one of the outdoor fires and nodding off. That sounds delightful, I've got to admit. Calmed by the sounds of flowing water and chirping birds in the trees above, it feels like a quiet sanctuary. So this month's box captures that feeling of serenity, transporting you to a spa of your own with a collection of premium stones, pearls, and facets. Begin with tranquil blues, shimmering sapphire fire polish, blue lace agate. Oh, I love that. That's a great gemstone. Milky blue glass to represent renewal and healing. We chose lotus motifs, rice pearls, and crystal quartz. Love that. Lastly, to add a touch of luxury, we added strands of amethyst and purple opal glass. Each element is an invitation to slow down, breathe deeply, and create something special. That's fantastic. And they have their own Facebook group that you can join and share your designs that you make with that. We've got some official unboxings, which is May 16th. And that's also when the extras are posted to the Sam's Bead Shop site. Alright, there's a list here on the back of all of the items in here. I'll be going down this in order for the stranded selections, but I'll just be reading off of the bags for the additional selections because they'll be labeled correctly when we get to them. So let's get this open. I also have found that if I just cut or fold the side of this, I can put my insert in my box, so I've always got it at hand and know what I have inside of here. These 15 grit organizers are, by the way, my favorite way of organizing and keeping track of my monthly bead boxes, because if I keep it in the box it came in, I will never use it. But if I organize it in here, I definitely will. Alright. And I like to share these with my son. Oh, here we go. Nice and tranquil. I love that we've got copper as our highlight for these colors. It's gorgeous. Those rice beads are beautiful. Alright, so stranded selections. We'll read down the list for that, and then we'll go through these bagged selections after. Let me grab my ladybug dish. I like to use this to bring the beads up closer to the camera so you can see them in more detail. Alright, so First one are these amethysts. They are Art Deco cut. This is one of my favorite gemstone cuts. They are 5.5 by 6.5 millimeters, and this is a 5-inch strand. We've got some bonus yellow 8/0 seed beads between them. I think with this strand, I am actually going to not open it yet, but I am going to snip off these very long ends because sometimes they get a little bit in the way when they are in my organizer. So I'm just going to wind that up a little bit. It fits very nicely in the little section, and that's where we're going to keep that for now. Next, we've got some Fire Polish Rose Crown Amethyst. Lilac Mix. Where's the... There we go, that's the one. Okay, so these beads have a little rose carving on the ends. Let's get some of these on here so you can see them in better detail. And this is amethyst and lilac mix. This is one of those, possibly, I think it might be one of the custom colors that they get for some of their beads for that, but you can see the little rose carving on there. This is a 14-piece strand, and they are 8 millimeters in size. Those are really beautiful. I love that. Alright, then we've got some amethyst faceted rounds. 3.5 millimeters. That would be these guys right here. Let's bring that up a little bit closer so you can take a look at that faceting. And I'm just going to give this a little wiggle so that we get the light reflecting off those facets as well, because we all need a little sparkle in our life, don't we? Love those. This is a 7-inch strand, and just like the other, I'm going to leave this on the strand, but cut the long pieces of thread so that it's a little easier to fit into here. And I'm going to go ahead and roommate situation this guy with the other amethyst beads. So I've got both strands in there. Right. Then we've got some Czech glass kiwi ovals. That's these guys. They're light purple opal with a copper wash. They are 10.5 by 13.5 millimeters, and this is an 8-piece strand. Those are really pretty. Then we've got some Czech glass fire polish barrel beads. They are purple opal. Four and a half by 7 millimeters. That's these ones right here. There are these elongated fire polish beads. And so the opal means that they're like semi-translucent or semi-opaque. There's a little bit of light that you can see going through it if you have the right angle. I'm going to go ahead and get these guys in here. And we've got some cultured freshwater rice pearls. These are grade B. They are 6.5 by 7 to 10 millimeter. This is a 4.5-inch strand. Once again, I'm just going to snip the really long end off of there, and I'm going to go ahead and leave this on its strand while it's in the organizer. I love that shape of those like natural pearls. Those are they're so organic, and I just love that. Alright, then we've got some fire polish round with satin copper. And these are 6 millimeter fire polish beads. is a 25-piece strand. Get them situated up there. I love the copper accents with all of these. This is just making my heart happy. Absolutely love it. And we've got some Fire Polish Fancy facet squares. Oh, look at those facets. Let's get these closer so you can see them better. Do you see how those facets go along the edge of the squares? Those are really pretty. This is light sapphire. They are 9 millimeters in size, and this is a 12-piece strand. It's crimped a little bit tight against the beads. Oop. I will find that guy later. That's such a pretty blue color. Translucent and beautiful. Alright, then we've got some blue lace agate smooth rounds. They're grade A. This is a 6 millimeter strand. Or 6 millimeter beads on a 5-inch strand, I should say. And once again, let's go ahead and, you know what, I'm going to just go ahead and snip that. Get that in there. We've got some Czech Fire Polish rondelles. It's these guys right here. These are also light sapphire. These are 6 by 8 millimeters, and this is a 15-piece strand. And I might just go ahead and roommate situation these guys with the squares. So I've got room for some other things in here because they're the same color, but they're different shapes. So one of the reasons I like having them organized is so that when I'm designing, I get all of the beads and I can see all of them at once, and that gives me some idea of how I might put it together. It helps me kind of figure out who's involved. So putting them in here with these squares is a good idea for me. Alright, then we've got some Czech glass drops. They're purple bronze luster. They are 4 by 5.5 millimeters, and this is a 25-piece strand. Love that because it's blue with that purpley finish on it. They're going right in there. And then we've got some Czech glass Fire Polish coin beads. This is a purple blue luster mix. So we've got some of them that are the same color as those drops, and then others that are that light sapphire color. These are really pretty. And sometimes when we get a mix of beads like that, I'll separate them out, but I'm not really feeling like I need to do that right now. I'm going to go ahead and leave them like that. And keep in mind that we've got some bagged items that are also going to need homes in my organizer, so it's okay that these aren't totally full yet. I may have things that will roommate with them in those little sections. And then we've got some hematite cubes. These are copper plate and synthetic. These are 3 millimeter cubes, and they have so much little flash on them. There is a 7.5-inch strand on here, and there are quite a few of them right here on the this little bit. These will make fantastic spacers in some designs. Just pulling this. There we go. It's wrapped around it like a stop bead. Oh, that one too. Let's get them in here. Just trying to get this last one off of here. There we go. All right, let's get our bagged components out here. I'm going to move the sheet out of the way because we're going to be going through. Love this. A crystal quartz teardrop pendant. It is 17 by 39 millimeters. There's one of them. And the tone will vary. So you might get one that's more clear. You may have more inclusions. Your inclusions may be totally different from mine. Let me get actually a little colored background behind this so you can see that a little bit better, because the light is washing that out. This is a beautifully cut and polished pendant. That's going to be great. I'm going to stick it right in here for now. All right, now we've got some blue lace agate top drilled chips. They're mostly 8.5 to 15 millimeters. There's 13 pieces in here, and ooh, these are lovely because there are so many of these that could be their own little pendants in a design, or can hang out like a dangle on something. Ooh, I have a really great idea with these. Maybe I can put them in order from smallest to largest and back again and do a graduated design. I think that would be really cool, actually. I am going to roommate situation these with my rounds over here. Pull a couple of these rounds out so they can sit on top to remind me that I've got both of these in this section, both the round and the chips. And now you've got some Czech glass diamond brios with milky blue opal. Oh, these are fantastic. Look at them. They are side drilled. It looks like the shape isn't just diamond, but they've also got kind of a fat end and a pointier end. These would be fantastic in a design kind of strung along. Oh, sorry, I'm already getting ideas about this. I love that. I absolutely love that. Those are beautiful. All right, and now we've got some Czech glass drukes, also in the milky blue opal. They're just 3 millimeters, and we get 5.7 grams. About 175 pieces. Again, these will make great spacers, or maybe accent pieces or something else like that. You might be able to use them in a design with maybe some seed beads and some of the extras that they have. I am definitely going to put them in here with these guys, since they are the same color but totally different shapes. These are all of my roommates so far. Ooh, and then we've got the Antique Copper Collection Open Hoop Charm and Lotus Flowers. Each of these are 2. The Open Hoop Charm, I love this. Oh, immediately I know exactly what I want to do with this. It's gonna involve some seed beads, I can promise you that. And possibly some other beads along here. I'm thinking brick stitching, maybe doing a little bit of fringe, maybe having these guys involved in some of the fringe, and these guys too. How great would that be? Yes, those are really cool. Those are actually very cool. And then we've got these. I'll do 1 up, 1 down for our Lotus charms. These ones are 19 by 22 millimeters. Let's put them in here too. Great, and now we've got a Czech glass table cut garland flower blue silk mix. It's purple and bronze, 20 millimeters. Love this guy. I'm going to stick him in here because I want to keep this out for some of the extras that I got. Next we've got Czech glass lotus coin, lilac blue, opal bronze. This is a 4-piece set and it is 14 millimeters. Right. So lilac and blue opal with the bronze finish. These are great. All right, let's put these two in here. These two, how about in there? That sounds great. Alright, so this is what I've got so far, and then like I said, they usually do some extras where you can get more of one of these, and then they've got sort of some add-on things on the Sam's Bead Shop site. One of the things that I love getting are the seed bead collections, and I actually got a couple of the seed bead selections earlier. These are additional purchases because I love the seed bead selections that Rachel puts together. She sometimes does a mix that's included in the subscription, and sometimes the mix comes separately, like with this month. I'm just going to put this 11-0 seed bead mix out on here so you can see some of these really dreamy colors that we've got on here. You've got this light blue sapphire color, you've got the milky, what is it called? The thing. Yeah, milky lilac, and then you've got these sort of opal color 11-0s with a copper lining inside of them. These are fantastic. This is a fantastic seed bead mix. I love it. And because it's already in a container, I'm not going to be putting it in here. I like to keep these containers next to my box on my shelf. That's how I keep them together. I'm just going to move those aside real quick while I pull out the 8-0 seed bead selection. It is perfectly matched to go with that 11-0 seed bead selection, and these are really generous tubes, by the way, of seed beads. And so the 8-0 selection is just exactly the same, where you've got your light sapphire, you've got your milky lilac, and then you've got your opal copper lined. So those are absolutely beautiful. And then another thing that they have on the site that has been curated to go with this, but as also an additional purchase, are these Tila beads. And I got this Tila mix, and that's why I left this open, is because it's bagged. But how pretty is this? And these all go so well with so many of these beads that are out there that came in this box. So many of these that they'll just go with, like these. So perfect. Yep, and we've got like kind of the bronze color as well, but that's the little mix that we've got for the Tilas. And again, this wasn't part of the subscription. It is an additional purchase, but you can find that at Sam's Bead Shop in the section with all of the other extras and all of that. They'll usually put together some silver silk and some like wire trios, just things that will enhance your box and give you more design options to go with it. All right, again, all that will be in a link in the description below, and I'm really looking forward to making something fun with these. I already have an idea for how I'm going to be using this component. It's going to be a lot of fun, I think. So stick around, stay tuned, and I will have some designs for you probably next week with this. Until next time though, happy beading!